Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Morgan Tapp with Papillon House Bookkeeping. How are you guys doing today? In case you don't know me, or in case this is the first time you've popped over and wandered around to my little slice of internet heaven, I own a professional bookkeeping company and I like to hop over once a week and talk to you about what's going on in the bookkeeping world. Maybe some things that we've had discussed with some of our clients or things that people are struggling with, things that people would like to know about. And what's been floating around a lot lately is this whole concept of catch up or clean up. Am I just a little behind, or are the books a mess and I need a complete overhaul? So I thought I would take a few minutes to hop on over and talk about maybe some of the differences between those two ideas, and then talk about how perhaps we can learn to recognize the signs before we get so caught up and tangled up that we need a complete cleanup and an overhaul. Nobody wants those because they're messy and time consuming and expensive. But sometimes, life happens and we get a little lost, we get a little behind, okay? So let's start. Let's dive in, as they say. And yes, I am silly. And yes, I try to make this fun because why not? Bookkeeping doesn't have to be boring and it doesn't have to be scary either. So let's get to it. All right. What is a ketchup? No, it's not what you put on French fries. I mean, I guess you could, but that's not this kind of ketchup. So a catch up is like, okay, I've been doing my books, and over the last couple months, I've kind of fallen behind. I forgot to reconcile. Um, I didn't realize that I needed to hook up my credit card, and I'm a little lost, right? Those are the phone calls where I get, and it's like, hey, no big deal. Let me help you out. Let's hop on. We'll hook up that credit card. We will figure out what's been personal and what's been business. We will untangle them, and bam, bam, we move forward. A lot of times we don't even charge for that. I know, right? I'm crazy, but whatever. I gotta sleep at night, and that's how I do it. Um, so let's say that it's, why do we need a cleanup? Okay, well, the answer is kind of obvious, but I'll say it anyways. Or a catch up. You don't want to fall too far behind. All right. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a little bit behind. It's, hey, life is hard. I got a bunch of clients. I got a big boost. I lost an employee. Those are things that, like, sounds like life to me. Life got in the way, and I grew really big. Those are my favorite. I love those. When it's like, oh my gosh, I got like 5 clients in 1 month, and I exploded and I didn't know how to keep up, and it was just I fell behind. That's a catch up. Okay? Now, a cleanup is when I get the phone call. That is. So I tried to do my own books, but that's when it's like I thought I was doing invoicing and I was entering in my invoices and I was putting in my customers, but that's all I was doing. I was just marking them paid. That's when I immediately say, have you ever gone into the banking screen? And they're like, the what? That's when you know you're going to need a cleanup. Here's the honest to God's truth, and I am not going to hold back, and I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings or give anyone a minor heart attack. Invoicing is the most difficult thing to do on QuickBooks and should not be done if you don't know how to do it. It is the biggest way to tangle up your books and create a 20+ hour headache for you or me. Because, and we'll talk about this on a different week, QuickBooks and invoicing requires a 4-step process that is exacting and perfect. And 4 steps is being general. That is me taking the 20 steps and kind of condensing it into the 4 major 1, 2, 3, 4 things that have to happen in order for invoicing to be done properly in its most basic form. Now, I don't know if you saw behind me, but I work with attorneys, architects, and small businesses. Attorneys and architects, the invoicing is not in its most basic form ever. So if you're doing your own invoicing and you've never heard of a banking screen, or you're just marking them paid, or you're marking them paid and you're letting QuickBooks auto match, you need a cleanup. Hands down. Period. Guys, like, I am not joking on that one. And I'm sorry that I'm like really being firm. I'm not usually really firm. But this one, 100%, you're in trouble. Your books are in trouble. Can it be fixed? Of course. Absolutely. Is it going to take me 20 hours? Yeah. Is it going to cost you $3,000 to $5,000? Yeah. It's going to take me 20 plus hours to fix it. But it can be done. We do it all the time. We do it probably, I don't know, once every couple months. It's not a big deal. What else makes a cleanup happen? Well, I also get so we just went out on our own. It's been about a year and a half. The first year was kind of slow. The second year, we've done really well. We hit that 150,000 mark in the first year, and now we're at about 300. And well, I hooked up the bank, but I never really did anything with it. Yeah, okay. Again, that's a cleanup. Or, so I had a bookkeeper and I don't think they knew what they were doing. Or my office manager was doing the books, but I don't think she really understood QuickBooks because she used to work in Quicken or QuickBooks Desktop. Or we hooked up the bank accounts, but she's been doing the credit cards by hand. I actually got that one time. Hooked up the bank accounts, but the credit card was done by hand and nothing was reconciled. I was like, okay. Any reason why the credit card was being done manually, but the bank account was being done through the feeds? Well, I just didn't know you could hook up a credit card. Oh, well, good news, you can. You can hook anything up. If it's online, it can be hooked up. Loans, credit cards, bank accounts. You got it. Oh, oh. Well, she's just been putting it all in as an expense. What about the payments? Well, we put those in as deposits. Yeah, you need to clean up because now it's double, it's not reporting properly. Those are the differences. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense. I tried to hit the major ones, the big ones, but what happens is this. If you fall behind in your books, the bookkeeping is the lifeblood of your company. Okay. People don't always realize it. If you've hung around my little slice of internet heaven long enough, you know by now that we are heavy on reporting. We are heavy on data production using your numbers, okay? Because you cannot make sound financial decisions, which means growth, projections, employees. Let's talk like real life. Like, can you hire somebody? Tax deductions, tax strategy, tax planning. You cannot do this stuff without clean books. You can't because you don't have any data to go off of. And if we're talking taxes, well, your CPA has no idea where you're at. They can't plan for squat. Nothing. Nothing. They will look at you and say, I can't do this. Or they will say, give me access to your books, and they will do your bookkeeping for you, and they will probably charge you a lot of money because they can't do it without data. So we come in, and if you're just a little behind, poof, we catch you up, we get you rolling right away, and we start generating those reports. If you have a mess on your hands, then we untangle the mess, we clean it all up, give you beautiful brand new books, like run it through the wash, add some bleach, shout it out, and hang it up to dry, and poof, you have clean books again. And now we can start doing reports and giving you that data so you can start growing and making more money and having confidence in your business again. But it all starts with trying to figure out where you are. You can't get to where you want to be if you don't know where you are. So, are you just a little behind because life got in the way? Or did you try to do it yourself and maybe get a little lost? Either way, we are here to help you. And I know this one's kind of a little short because, I mean, other than sitting there and telling you how to catch up or clean up yourself, which I mean, I guess I could give you guys some tips. If you're behind, the first thing I would do would be to go and categorize all of your expenses. If you're just needing to catch up, categorize everything, reconcile. If it all ends up correct and proper and balanced, then you're good to go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And if you don't have a credit card hooked up, hook up the credit card, start from the beginning of the year. Actually, I always go 1 month in the previous year so that I can have the tie off point and like how to start. Or you can do a journal entry, but really it's just easier to start from December. Um, that's tricky. If you have that problem, give me a call. I'll tell you how to do it. I don't have any problems giving you answers and telling you how to figure it out yourself. Because if that's the route you want to go for it. I genuinely want everyone to be successful. I just know that I can help get you there faster. But anyways, if you don't have those credit cards, hook them up, start at the beginning of the year, categorize everything, which pro tip, you can go to the banking screen and you can filter or like sort by the like expense column, the category that tells you like the description of what it actually is. So like all of the Amazons, like alphabetical, Amazon, whatever, Publix, restaurants, whatever you've got. And then you can kind of bulk add them, chip away 3 or 4 things at a time rather than just one at a time. So put them all in there, add them in, separate out personal from business, reconcile, poof, poof, and you're good. That is a catch up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, if you have a cleanup, that is a little trickier because we have to figure out where the problem is. That's not really something I can give you in a 15-minute live, okay? But if you have that problem, please just call me or email me. I will help you. I will walk you through as best as I can, or I'll do it for you. But anyways, I hope that has been helpful. Don't panic if your books are a mess. It's not something that is impossible to come back from. We do it all the time, okay? And if you want to get a hold of us, I am the easiest person to get a hold of. I mean, like my background has our name. My name is Morgan. So Morgan at papillon.house. My email is that. My website is papillon.house. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I mean, I'm like everywhere. But I guess I would say the easiest way to get a hold of me is email because I'm constantly checking it. But if you want to and you just don't have time, drop a comment below and I'll reach out to you. Okay. I get that we're all busy and this is part of my job. So just say, hey, Morgan, shoot me a message. I need some help. And I will reach out. But I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're drowning and they can't get out of this mess because the books are just a disaster. We have no problems untangling messy books. But I hope that you guys have a great, wonderful day and a great, wonderful week. This is Morgan Tapp with Papillon House Bookkeeping. Yeah, Papillon.house, sorry. But anyways, until next time, bye.